Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh. You wouldn't guess it right now, but we are above the Liberty Tunnel. And there's the clue right now because these are the venting shafts. I still don't understand how this all works, but luckily we've got Paul here, who's the tunnel manager, and he's going to explain everything to us. Thanks for having us.
Next Pittsburgh, welcome back.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, spoiler alert, if you watched the Fort Pitt Tunnel one, Paul showed us around there too.
Yeah, it was a great interview. Thanks again for coming out. So we're standing outside of the Liberty Tunnel fan house. This is also called the Liberty Tunnel Ventilation Building. So the Liberty Tunnels was built in the 1920s, and soon after the fan house was built. So I will let you know that it is pretty much like a maze in here. So I will do my best to guide you guys in the right direction.
But we might knock it out.
Exactly. Just a recap, so PENNDOT's responsible for the Fort Pitt, the Liberty, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. And each tunnel has something very unique about it that makes it, gives it its own special flavor. The fan house is one of those things that makes the Liberty tunnels very unique. Right here, so you see the danger high voltage signs. So this is actually the electrical feeds to from Duquesne Light to that feed into the tunnels. So there's about 23,000 volts in here. So it's very, very dangerous. Only qualified person are able to get inside. So the switchgear is pretty much the control board, the circuit panel that you would say, at least similar to your house, that controls all the functions and the electricity for the tunnels. So very important that we keep this maintained, that we keep it operating and working smoothly. Collectively, this is the brains of the Liberty Tunnel.
And so, like, depending on the conditions, are you like, oh, let's turn the fans up a little more, let's turn them down, or?
Exactly. Like, so we can monitor the carbon monoxide levels. And if we're starting to see an increase in that, where there's too many vehicles in there or something like that, we'll get notification on our computers and we can easily control the speeds of our fans to adjust and blow the bad air out. So this is where we get into that maze-ish feel, I would call it. So a lot of the rooms are going to start to look very similar. These are our big fans for the tunnel. So if you remember at Fort Pitt and Squirrel Hill, those fans are actually located inside the tunnel. The unique feature about the fan house is a separate building that houses all of this stuff. So fans are variable frequency drives that control the speed of the fans. All of our electrical systems are controlled out of this building.
And so I was reading online that when the tunnel first opened in 1924, there were no fans, and then there was like this traffic jam in the tunnel in the 1920s when people like passed out because there was too much carbon monoxide, and then like later in the 20s they built these towers.
I think at that point we realized the importance of, hey, the ventilation system needs to be in place before we open anything up.
Well, it's wild to think back then. It's like cars were so new; they were just like figuring it out. They're like, oh, there's a lot of toxic gases coming out of these things. It's weird.
And at the time too, you think about it, like cars were very brand new. There were still people using horse and buggies, riding around the place. So yeah, it was a very different time. The ventilation system is something that's very important for the tunnels. So it's very important that this building was in place. These pretty much take the carbon monoxide out and bring the fresh air in. So
The intake, where it's like pulling the fresh air.
yeah, so the intake will be these two fans, and then the exhaust would be this little stack right here. So, and it just takes straight up to the actual exhaust stacks up above.
And then each lane of the tunnel, you said, has like two venting towers.
Yeah, so this is the inbound side. The outbound side will be the same thing. So this drop right here, this is a straight drop down into the actual tunnels.
That's why there's like a giant bar. Be like, don't go in there.
This bar, there's locks, everything like that, so that nobody goes in here. We actually we inspect our tunnels, each of our tunnels, similar to how we inspect our bridges, so they're on a routine cycle.
So will someone like rappel down through that
Somebody
door?
actually does rappel down that door to get into the tunnel and check the condition of the ventilation shafts. I won't do it, but
Just crack it open and look inside.
I wish, but no, that's very dangerous. You see the signs that say colorless, odorless gas, carbon monoxide, all that stuff. So this room, actually, you can hear live traffic in. So I'll take you in here. I just want to explain kind of what we're looking at. So when we go in here, you can see you can hear the live traffic. You can see the split between the inbound and outbound lanes and all that stuff. So
Oh wow, yeah, it's really getting a lot louder in here. Over that edge, which we can't really see, I mean, just down there are cars.
yeah, cars down there. So sometimes if you come in here, you can hear like people's radios. I think it's about close to 300 feet down straight to the Liberty Tunnel. So
300 feet below us. Wow. Okay, so we put a GoPro on a stick and put it through this chain link fence. We could see cars. So we're standing right outside the giant towers right now. And how tall are these?
yeah, these are about 200 feet high. Yeah, access to get to these is very difficult. There's actually there's lightning rods on top of these. So our contractors will come out here, they'll inspect it, and we'll have to make repairs and do whatever they need to do.
And so will they like climb up the sides or use giant ladders?
I hope they don't climb up the side because I know I won't. But no, they usually have to get like a big rig to kind of access those. So like some sort of a lift to get up there.
I'll tell you what's having no trouble scaling these walls are the spotted lanternflies.
These lanternflies are no joke. Yeah, it's insane. They're all over the city. Fun fact about the Liberty Tunnel. So Liberty is actually our longest tunnel. It's about a mile long. It's the only tunnel with the true traffic signals on both sides. So it sees about 20,000 vehicles per day. One of the interesting things, there actually used to be a traffic circle outside of the northern portal where the Liberty Bridge is. PENNDOT in Pittsburgh loves their roundabouts. It was one of the things that, was pretty interesting about it.
In 2024, you'll be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the tunnel.
That's insane. Yeah, 100 years. Wow. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, we might have to pop champagne on that one. Yeah, but no, yeah, that's amazing that this tunnel has stood that long and stood the test of time. I think it really shows the engineering feats that kind of were going through when they built this thing. So
It just keeps going and going. Here's another one of our dangerous doors.
don't go down there. I'm telling you. We have our electricians that work out of here. That's kind of where they keep their storage. So they work on our light fixtures in the district, making sure all the lights in the tunnels are good, making sure the fans are in good shape and working condition, all that stuff. So there's a lot of things that our electricians do and a lot of people that they help just on a daily basis. So fun fact about the Liberty tunnels and Liberty fan house, this actually used to house a jail. So there actually used to
Jail?
I lie to you not. There used to be a jail in in the Liberty tunnels. So it was maybe back in like the late 30s where any violations that happened in the tunnels where they would hold people and then take them down to like Allegheny after the fact. So
Where was that?
that's right on actually the face of the Liberty tunnels. I want to say it was one of the portals of the Liberty tunnels, but that might be where we kept the tunnel monster, to be honest. So.
And like the Fort Pitt Tunnel, is there like a staff in the Liberty Tunnel that's watching cameras and stuff in there?
Yeah, so they're actually stationed at the actual Liberty tunnels. Yeah. So inside the Liberty tunnels, we have a 24/7 staff that are working around the clock, 365. It really does take a lot of moving pieces. Yeah. Between our electricians, our tunnel maintainers working around the clock, supervisors, assistants, and even our mechanics and our clerical staff, every single person pretty much, it really does take a village to make the tunnels run. And I couldn't be more thankful for them. PENNDOT couldn't be more thankful for them. And when we get those, positive messages from the public and all that, that really means a lot to our guys. So I really do appreciate all the support that they give to just make the tunnels run. And if anybody's interested, we're always hiring at the tunnel. So, definitely, fill out an application. We'd love to have anybody join the team.
Gosh, thanks so much, Paul. And next time, I guess we'll have to do Squirrel Hill Tunnel. We'll finish it.
Finish up the trilogy. No, Boaz, I appreciate it. Next Pittsburgh, thank you.